Good morning, dear students. Let's start here the chapter, the composition and structure of the atmosphere. This is the second session, and we are going to see about the ozone in the stratosphere. So I will explain you about the formation of ozone, that how the ozone is formed, then the importance of ozone layer, and we will see about the ozone depletion and its harmful effect. Now, already we have seen that within the stratosphere there lies one more layer known as the ozonosphere. Now, this ozonosphere is made of the ozone gas. Now, what are the ozone? Ozone is the three atoms of oxygen together. They forms the compound known as ozone. So it is not oxygen. The three atoms of oxygen, O3. So here it forms the ozone. Now, how this ozone is formed? Now, usually what happens in the presence of ultraviolet rays, as the sun rays enters in the atmosphere. So what happens? The sun rays, as all of you know, contains the ultraviolet rays, and this ozonosphere, this layer absorbs the ultraviolet rays. So what happens here? So in the presence of this ultraviolet rays, so the oxygen, that is the two atoms of oxygen, it combines with some other compounds, right, and they forms the ozone. So usually the formation of ozone occurs in the presence of the ultraviolet rays. So usually it is a continuous process. This ozone, the formation of ozone is a continuous process, and as this ozone layer, it continuously, as it comes in the presence of the ultraviolet rays, so the oxygen, it combines with some other compound gases which contains oxide, and it has been broken, combines with the one atom of oxide, and it forms the O3, that is ozone, a triatomic ozone gas. And this is how this layer, it absorbs the ultraviolet rays and act as a filter. And this is how actually this layer, it protects the whole life on the earth, because these ultraviolet rays can be very, very dangerous. They are very, very harmful rays. First of all, it can affect the human beings, not only human beings but plants, animals, everybody, everything, even the microorganisms. And it can increase the temperature because they are very highly active active rays. Well, so you can find here this layer, as you can find this is a troposphere and this is a stratosphere, and between the height of 10 to 20 in the stratosphere there lies ozone layer. So this ozone layer, ozone gas forms one layer within the stratosphere, and what happens, as we have already seen, they absorbs the ultraviolet rays. So they act as a filter. They don't allow the ultraviolet rays to just go through them. Well, about the about the ultraviolet rays, already we have seen that they are very harmful rays. Now usually, as all of you know, as the industrialization and because of the development that's going on the earth in all the countries, and there are the two sectors, we usually call it the industrialization, and another sector is the automobile sector. So one sector is the industry, that is because of the industrialization, so industries are growing. Then the automobiles, as because of the urbanization, so more and more people, they are buying the automobile, so number of automobile is increasing. Now these are the two sectors, that is the industry sector and the automobile sector. They usually emits the large amount of carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide, usually carbon monoxide. Now this carbon monoxide and the other gases which is being released by the different factories, what happen? They are increasing the pollution level in the atmosphere. Now all these pollution, it contains different types of gases like carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, nitrous oxide, sulfur dioxide, and all these gases are very, very harmful. Now what happens, these gases, as all of you know, they are especially, like example, methane gas or carbon monoxide gas or sulfur dioxide gas, nitrous oxide. All these gases, what happen when they comes in contact with this ozone layer, so they breaks the ozone. The compound of ozone, that is O3, is been broken because of the reaction, and they reacted with the one atom or two atom. So in this all thing, this ozone is, the compound is been broken. Now this thing also occurs in the presence of ultraviolet rays. As already we have seen, the formation of ozone occurs in the presence of ultraviolet rays. Now here the depletion of ozone also needs one thing, the ultraviolet rays. So what happened, this, because in the presence of this ultraviolet rays, these gases, as we have already have discussed, carbon monoxide, methane gas, nitrous oxide gas, sulfur dioxide gas, and there are so many different types of gases. Now what happened, they break this compound. Now usually, now what happens, what are the important things which breaks this ozone depletion? There are so many gases already we have seen. So actually there are some gases, usually we call them chlorofluorocarbon gas. CFC gas, in short form CFC, is known as chlorofluorocarbon. So chlorine, the compound gases which may contain chlorine, either fluorine or carbon. So these gases, especially chlorine, is very dangerous. Usually the chlorine and the fluorine are very, very heavy gases. It is difficult for them to enter to this height of ozone, but somehow when they reach here, one atom of chlorine can break 1 lakh atom of ozone. So this is why chlorine can be very dangerous for this ozone layer. So even a slight amount of these polluted gases, especially these compound gases which may contain either chlorine or fluorine or the carbon, when they reach to this layer of ozone, so what happens, they breaks the compound, and this is how actually the depletion is caused, and we call it the ozone depletion. Well, there are so many photos have been taken by the different satellites that shows that there is in the layer of the ozone, there is a depletion has been caused, and this depletion in the ozone layer is called ozone hole. So this question can be asked you, what do you mean by ozone hole? So the very simple answer is very simple. You will write, the depletion caused in the ozone layer is known as ozone hole. And further, if you want to explain it, you may explain. Well, now here what happened, as the ozone layer is been depleted, so what happened, these ultraviolet rays, it enters in that Earth's surface, and what happened, they affect the human beings, animals. So the blindness can be caused in the human beings and the animals. They damage the crops. Now they also reduce the immunity system there in both human beings and the animals. Now these rays, as they are very, very strong rays, they can burn the skin, and skin incidents can also cause the skin cancer. They can destroy many aquatic life actually in the ocean and the sea can be destroyed. Microscopic forms of life, they also are affected. So here we have seen that how these ozone depletion is caused. Now one more thing, you may know about the supersonic jet aircrafts. Now all the supersonic jet aircraft, usually most of them, they are banned, but sometimes when these supersonic jet aircrafts still being used, but in a very few number. Now what happens in these supersonic jet aircrafts, they use the hydrocarbon, and what happens, they emit the nitrogen oxide, or you also can say nitrous oxide. Now actually this supersonic jet aircrafts, they just fly in stratosphere, means above the ozone layer. So whatever this nitrous oxide or nitrogen oxide is emitted, so they emits just above the ozone layer, and this is how the reaction becomes so easy. This nitrous oxide they react with the ozone layer and they can cause a serious damage to the in the ozone layer. And further, what happened? These damage can be seen when the ultraviolet rays enters in the Earth's atmosphere to the surface of the Earth, and they can damage flora and fauna. Well, now already we have seen about the chlorofluorocarbon, CFC gases, how they cause the depletion. I explained you. Then we have seen about the some other important agents which can be very harmful are the cleansing agents, refrigerator. Now cleansing agents, usually all the cleansing agents, they contains chlorine, right? Spray or the car propellants, insulating foams. Now all refrigerator contains ammonia gas. So these gases, ammonia gas, chlorine, and all these gases, they can be very, very harmful. Well, then now usually, as I told you, explain you that different photographs have been taken by the satellites, and this shows usually the ozone depletion. Now this ozone depletion is been seen there above the Arctic region, not over the equatorial region, but most of this depletion usually has been seen, as you can find here, in the North Pole 50%. This decrease in this ozone level has been seen, but in the South Pole, over the South Pole, there is only 4%, that is over Australia and New Zealand 3%. So in the South Pole, southern hemisphere, above the South Pole, the depletion is very less. So most of the depletion has been seen there over the Arctic region, that is in the northern hemisphere. Now the international community, means all the countries, actually what happened in June 1990, the first time this thing, means the whole thing about the ozone depletion, this matter was raised there in the United Nations meeting. And what happened, 53 nations, they agreed to ban the production and the use of ozone destroying chemicals. So they have agreed, and after that other countries also slowly they have signed this treaty. Now according to this international measure, let us see that what are the international measure has been taken to save the ozone layer. So you can find here in your book. The first thing was illegal trade is major barrier, as substantial demand for this harmful chemical still exists. So this illegal trade, this should be, they are been banned. All the countries, they have signed this treaty, and now they are banning this illegal trade. They are controlling this illegal trade of this harmful chemicals. Each country has to take a strict decision to ban the use of such chemicals. So in every country who have agreed to just ban or just reduce the use of these ozone destroying chemicals, so they need to ban the chemicals. So already these chemicals have been banned. Then the point is, the third step, there is a worldwide awareness program has been started by in all these countries together. United Nations also have started creating this worldwide awareness program, and because of this you are studying all these things in your syllabus. Previously we were studying about the environmental education, but now this environmental education is being divided, and it is added in the different portion, is been added in the different subjects. So in different subjects, some of the subjects you are studying the environmental education. Now why you are studying? It is to create a worldwide awareness. Now let's move to the global warming. Now what is the global warming? Now usually let me show you here. Now there is, first of all, before we start and I explain you about the global warming, let us see about the greenhouse effect. Now this is given here, greenhouse gases, but we are going to see about the greenhouse effect. Now what are these greenhouse gases? Now usually the gases like carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, water vapor, all these gases together with this water vapor, they have the ability to absorb heat for a longer duration of time. So during the day, as the heat is been absorbed by these gases, So even during the night, they just keep it and keeps the atmosphere warm. So usually this effect is called greenhouse effect. So in the atmosphere of the earth, these gases are found, and these gases during the day absorbs the heat, and even during the night they keep the atmosphere warm. Now this is very important, especially it is very good effect. And otherwise what happen in during the night, especially in the winter season, when days are well warmer but night can be very cold. So these gases, the greenhouse gases, usually what they do, they absorb the heat during the day and keeps the atmosphere warm even during the night. So this effect is very important, and it is a good effect. But the thing is, as all of you know, that the pollution level is increasing. Now when we talk about pollution, so in this pollution, which gases contains, means which are the gases which creating pollution? So these are the same gases: carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and there are some more gases. Now as these gases, means the amount of these gases is increasing in the atmosphere, so you can see that this greenhouse effect is increasing. Now these gases, they are absorbing more heat, and that's why you can find the temperature is increasing. The temperature of the atmosphere is increasing. So first of all, I think all of you have understood about the greenhouse effect and greenhouse gases. These gases are called greenhouse effect, and as these gases, they absorb the heat and keeps the atmosphere warm, this effect is called greenhouse effect. Now as the pollution level is increasing, so these greenhouse effect now can have a negative impact. How the negative impact? Because these amount of these gases is increasing, so they are absorbing more heat and increasing the average temperature of the globe. And this is why you can find all over the different parts of the world, you can find temperature is increasing. When there was a time when the temperature was maybe some places maybe experiencing 30, 33. Now summers are very hot, temperature is going beyond 45, 47. Now so in a very common sentence we can say that the average increase of the temperature of atmosphere of the whole earth is called global warming. So this is about the global warming. Now let's see about the consequences of global warming. How this global warming can be so harmful. Now this is a very major issue nowadays. Now, so the first thing, already we have seen one thing, why the global warming is, what is the global warming? And some of the causes we have seen. The main cause is the pollution level is increasing. Now another cause, the second cause you may note down. The second cause is the deforestation, as the large area of forest have already been cut down. Now these forests, means the trees, they absorb all these gases, and the trees actually, means the forest, they maintains the pollution level. But as the large areas of forest already have been cut down, so this pollution level is also increasing. This is also one reason. Second reason. Okay, now let's move to the consequences of global warming. Now here, as the average temperature of the globe, means the atmosphere of the globe is increasing, and that is known as the global warming. So the first thing, it has been seen that the glaciers are melting, both in the North Pole and the South Pole. There are the big glaciers, especially you will find about the Antarctica. The whole Antarctica is covered with the snow, very thick layer of snow, and there is a very big glacier. So but actually, as the temperature is increasing, so here these ice caps and the glaciers, they are melting, and there are ice cover there in the region of Arctic region, in the Antarctic region, Alaska and Greenland. So they are shrinking. Because of this, what happened? The water level of the ocean is slowly it's rising. Now because of this, what happened? Because these ice caps and the glaciers, they usually affect the temperature of the globe, right? they keeps the polar areas very cold, and there is a distribution of temperature just goes on. So what happen, indirectly, glaciers and the ice cap, they usually maintains the temperature of the globe. So first of all, when these ice cover is shrinking, so they are unable to control the temperature. Another thing, the sea level is rising and the water is now becoming more warmer. Now look here, another thing, in some parts of the ocean there are found coral reefs. Coral are the very small creatures, they are having the shell, they don't move, so usually they live in that shell, and these shells usually are stuck in some rocky areas. Now usually they depend upon the planktons. Planktons are the microscopic organisms. So usually you will find the corals in the water which is neither very warm neither very cold, so moderate water, where usually the cold and the warm current, they meet together. So what happen, planktons means the microorganisms, they just grows itself, and the water brings these microorganisms to these corals and they get their feed. But as the temperature of the sea is increasing, now what happened, it has been seen that 90% of the coral already have been wiped from the Indian Ocean. Why? Because they are not getting the proper nutrients, that is the food. So, and coral reef are very important. These coral reefs are also known as the rainforest of the sea. Now why the coral reefs are called rainforest of the sea? Already we have studied, if you remember, about the Australia, and near Australia there is one of the biggest coral reef is found, that is known as the Great Barrier Reef. So this whole Great Barrier Reef is found by the corals. So usually one generation, as they die, so the shell is just left behind, and the another generation, they just starts above these shells. So usually for so many thousands of years they have formed a very big barrier. So in the all places where the corals are found, and in so many thousands of years they have formed a very big reefs. Now these reefs actually, they forms a hideout for the different all types of fish, and they becomes a breeding ground, because they just creates hideouts, so many places where these small fish and so many sea creatures, they can just increase their generation. So usually they forms a breeding ground. And when the breeding ground, that is why now rainforest, when you see about the rainforest, means where is the rainforest? Equatorial forest in the Amazon basin and the Congo, that is Zaire basin in Africa. So these equatorial forests are also known as rainforest, and these rainforests are the houses of large number of species, means birds, reptiles, insects. Why? Because the human beings can't enter in the deepest part of this forest still, and that's why these all creatures, all these animals and the birds and reptiles, they just get the place, safe place, where they increase their number. Well, this is why these coral reefs are also known as the rainforest of the sea, because these coral reefs, they serve as a breeding ground for so many species of marine life, and they also protect the coastline from the storms. So coral reefs are very important, and we have seen that global warming is affecting these corals. Already we have seen that 90% corals in the Indian Ocean already have been wiped out. So this is the another consequences. Now let's see the another one. Now here the increasing global temperature, it also affecting the regional climate. Now you can find the areas which were receiving good rainfall. Now what happens, sometimes you can find those areas which were receiving very less rainfall. Now like example, like Tamil Nadu and Rajasthan. Now usually these areas receives very slight rainfall, especially Rajasthan. But recently, in the past years, some of the past years, it has been seen that now Rajasthan, now they are experiencing the flood. So what is this? This is the consequence of the global warming. Areas which were receiving very good rainfall, now the amount of rainfall is less. Now the same thing can be seen in the temperature also. Now the places like in the Tarai region, means in Gorakhpur and all these places, usually there was a time 30-40 years back, temperature during the summer time was never gone beyond 40 degrees centigrade. But now you can see very easily every summer, that is in the month of May and June, the temperature is going on beyond 40. So this change in the regional climate can be seen in the different parts of the world. This change regarding the temperature or rainfall, right, or the atmospheric pressure in the wind system, everything has been seen. You can find nowadays the cyclones are now very frequent. Now more and more cyclones are hitting the coastal areas, like in the Bay of Bengal. Now cyclones are very common. In the Gulf of Mexico, cyclones have become very common, and not small cyclone, very strong cyclone. Well, so we have seen here, these are the consequences. And what are the measures, means what is the solution? So let's see here. The only solution is to reduce the global warming. Serious steps should be taken to reduce the global warming. Now which type of steps? Look here, number 1, the conservation of forest. Number 2, reducing the industrial pollution. Number 3, reducing the release of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, and also taking measures to save the ozone layer. How? By further controlling the CFC gases. Release of the CFC gases should be controlled. This is how only we can protect the ozone layer. So these are the only solutions. So this chapter is over now. Now only one chapter is left. This is insolation, and it is very small chapter. Now next session we will start this, and I hope one session it is needed. Just in one session I can complete this one chapter, insolation. So only one more class is left, and all of you do one thing. I have already uploaded the PDF notes of chapter latitude and longitude, means the first 4 chapters, because 2 chapters already have been removed. That is the Earth as a planet is not in your syllabus, and landforms of the Earth. So 2 chapters have been already removed. So in the first semester you need to only study 4 chapters, and all the 4 chapters notes I have uploaded. You just check it, write it, and very soon the other chapters notes also I will upload it. So just check it, all of you, and you just check it in the last session of every chapter. All the notes I have uploaded, and you will find it in the last session of every chapter. Just check it there. So all the best.